Unmasking.
NP7, bro. Don't send me some ribs. Oh my. Wait, am I getting video game ribs? Wait, am I getting video game ribs, big bro?
Saturday. Wildfires are decimating Hawaii. The Barbenheimer phenomenon is in full force.
Oh shit, Raging Bulls on on the 5th
of cyberspace. Someone creates a YouTube channel with an urgent call to action.
This matter is of utmost significance for the survival of every living being on this planet.
It's called the Earth Save Science Collaborative, and it's hosted by a man named Egon Cholakian. On his channel, we can find over 180 videos of this man warning people about global issues like climate change, nanoplastics, and disinformation campaigns.
Those AI.
Admittedly, while these are all issues that are plaguing the world, the way Egon is framing them is a bit odd. In every single one of his videos, he sits in front of a camera dressed in a suit, goes on about his various accolades, and spends anywhere from around 30 minutes to 3.5 hours fear-mongering about things like geophysical anomalies inside the Earth's core that, upon doing further research, appear to have little to no basis in scientific fact. According to Egon, if humanity doesn't unite to solve this global threat, then the end of the world is quite literally just a few years away. On his website, earthsavesciencecollaborative.com, we can find a section that gives us insight into his cause. And at a cursory glance, we can notice a plethora of colorful phrasing formatted in bold for dramatic effect. Egon claims that there are alarming anomalies. There's a chaotic acceleration of the planet's rotation, that humanity only has a few years to avert an impending catastrophe.
Let's fucking go.
And upon taking a look
Let's
at
go,
their
we're about to be
scientific
gone.
papers, he makes bizarre claims about an external and unknown cosmic force that's causing all of this. Now, to me, this entire movement comes off as conspiratorial. Egon, in my opinion, consistently instills urgency in the reader, distorts science-backed evidence to fit his narrative, and given that he appears to be someone so ingrained in academia and the government, is feigning credibility while banking on the hope that you won't ever verify his claims. But okay. So we found a channel on YouTube with a random old guy that uploads crazy videos about an impending calamity that could happen in as little as years. Why exactly are we giving this guy attention? And what truly is the big deal here? Well, while in any other circumstance I would have moved on before this video even started, there was one simple thing that kept me here. His hands. Online, people have noticed that in certain videos,
I guess
Egon
XQC
doesn't
is
move. And while it's such a simple, silly observation, it's effectively morphed what was supposed to be just a random internet anomaly.
Bro, did we miss this? Yo, Nate, did we miss this somehow? Bro, how didn't this come across our Twitter feeds?
Into one of the strangest and most perplexing internet rabbit holes.
Oh, is this something political?
That I have ever seen.
Well, nah, this is something political. That's why it didn't reach us, bruh. Bruh, I see Destiny, Asmon, go to XQC. Yeah, I'm good, bruh.
We'll return after these messages.
Nah, just let me know, big bro.
All right, guys, before we go,
It was good, Narc. Nah, good ad, though. Government AI mandated generated
Government
fake.
AI generated fake YouTubers are now a thing, and they're super scary. Hi,
Bro,
guys.
wasn't AI like
Recently,
terrible
I
in
found a video
2024?
on YouTube about Destiny doing some research and some weird things, and one thing caught my attention. This dude named Egon Cholakian is supposed to be a person with a
bro,
lot
I
of
was
influence in the
Nate, I was
US
asking you,
government, but he
how
never
didn't we know
existed,
about
and
this?
everything about
Because
him
this was
is
like in
just odd or
2023.
weird in some way. He has a YouTube channel in which he only speaks directly to a camera, speaks a bunch of nonsense about geopolitical stuff, and does not move. I'm being serious, this guy sits for 3 hours without moving his hands.
I love Reddit.
All across the internet, we can find him. On LinkedIn, Facebook, research archives, and photographed with countless major public figures in governments and academia.
Oh shit, did he touch the wall?
Egon, according to his Facebook and LinkedIn profiles, carries a highly decorated resume, having studied at numerous prestigious institutions like Harvard, MIT, and Stanford. And while this looks impressive, he notes that he somehow attended these universities at the exact same time.
Nah, he's lit.
Now, as we know, anyone can put anything on a LinkedIn profile, and given that his accolades are so incredibly out there, it's possible that some, if not all of his social media claims are bogus. On top of this, if we perform a search for Egon Cholakian on the internet, we'll find that hardly any of his actual research comes up. For someone so ingrained, so well networked, you would think that this man's work would be everywhere. But aside from his own profiles, paid articles he himself submitted to the press, and videos from his YouTube channel, little, if anything, is out there. It seems that all we have are a myriad of images depicting Egon with public figures. However, upon looking at them closer, even these seem strangely uncanny.
Oh, fuck. Yo, things still work dormant. There's a Destiny video on this?
He can be seen photographed with former CIA Director Stansfield Turner, but it looks... This one's with a Harvard colleague named Robert Merton, but what's going on here?
You're not finishing it? Bro, I'm gonna put my toes in your mouth and I'm gonna watch you give me money.
Okay, what about this one? This one looks normal. But no. Hold on.
Wait, Nexpo, I'm ready for my mind to be blown. Yeah. Yo, can you align them, big bruh? Oh, thank you.
Egon Cholakian has fabricated a massive network of images depicting endless aspects of his life
been a mod for
that
2
never
years.
happened. This is why he's garnered such an infamous reputation.
What's good, Igor?
The bizarre, nonsensical LinkedIn timeline, the unnatural ability to sit still for over 3 hours at a time while professing absolute nonsense, and the photos. His entire online presence rests in the uncanny.
What's this video about? This guy, they found his YouTube channel, this guy talking about like climate change, geopolitical things, and he realized he hasn't moved in any of his videos, and now they're realizing he's AI. Is this Destiny going holy shit over and over again? Jesus Christ. Yo, Ken, happy two-year anniversary.
Valley. And given how proficient AI has become at spoofing entire personalities online, this left many across the internet wondering if this could be what's going on here.
Yo, let's create an AI persona.
Is Egon Cholakian, proficient researcher, world-renowned scientist, and highly decorated alumnus of numerous prestigious universities, even a real person? Or is this one of the most involved examples of the dead internet theory that we've ever seen?
If I'm AI, give me money. Look at Germans.
On Egon's channel exists a documentary called The Impact, and in it, we can hear an AI George Washington calling the audience to action against a so-called foreign enemy. It goes on to fearmonger about impending civil war, so-called anti-cult organizations.
I just sensed AI slop.
And it puts forth various potential scenarios about the end of the world. It is, for all intents and purposes, complete AI slop. And weirdest of all, it goes on for 8 entire hours. If you click around this video, you will learn nothing. It's just a bunch of random propaganda wrapped up in vernacular that simply goes on in circles. Yet, even so, surprisingly, this video has found an audience. Thank you to all that stood up to protect our Constitution and our rights. Yeah, by the way, it's so nice to see actual journalism.
Facts,
for a
Linda.
change. You all didn't have the complete story. The rabbit hole goes much
Oh
deeper.
shit.
This is 8 hours long, and you're saying we don't have the complete story? What?
We need part 2.
So I'll just go forth and say it. I refuse to believe that anyone on planet Earth has had the willpower to sit down and attentively watch all 8 hours of this.
Can we do a stream
much
like
less
this?
Consider it journalism.
Yo, can we do a stream? Yo, for the 24-hour, 8 hours gonna be watching this documentary.
As we can see, these comments all come from those with randomized usernames. Empty YouTube channels. Not a single profile picture.
Can't letterbox it.
It appears that the only ones here are bots. A revelation that does not help.
History should never be erased. Facts. Thank you. Great reporting. Thank you. We as citizens should demand more like this one. This is the doc ever.
Egon's case.
We're going a little bit deeper, okay? In chat, somebody brings up a YouTube video.
Get the fuck out of here. Bruh, Nexpo, really? Nah, Nexpo, you're not pulling my leg, are you? Nah, he's ribbing
Of
me.
this guy.
Hello, my name is Egon Cholakian. I am an intelligence educator. I prepare intelligence personnel for clandestine service.
Nah, Nexpo wants to be ribbing me right now.
As this mystery made its way across the internet thanks to a live stream by Destiny, it led many to scour for traces of him online. It quickly became clear that nearly all media involving Egon Cholakian involved him speaking in front of a camera. His entire image was incredibly manicured, overproduced, and for a while, it seemed like there was nothing out there that could truly humanize him. But right when people were keen on throwing this entire mystery away as just another case of AI-generated nonsense, a random pandemic-era video depicting a Zoom call, of all things, found its way into the spotlight.
I'm scared. Hold me, guys, hold me. I'm scared.
Hey there again.
Dude.
How you doing?
Well,
Oh,
how about
shit.
yourself?
Just peachy. I figured I'd step in early and just hang my hat.
Awesome, fabulous. We have some people that are just kind of hanging out here. The judges are deliberating.
Bro,
it's
look
just a
at
little
this
bit
top
less
left
time
guy's
than
profile
we
picture.
had planned for.
Oh, shit, he's real. What?
And so, there we have it. Aegon is just peachy.
What the fuck
And
was
he's
it?
a real
No, bro,
person.
wait. Is that the video or is that
So,
him?
there we have it. Aegon is just peachy. And he's a real person. Turns out that this guy pulled a Stephen McDaniel and somehow sat still for 3.5 hours, which is weird, but okay.
See, he's normal,
So
big
that's
bro.
all this is then, right?
Let's go,
A
video
conspiracy
over.
theory YouTube channel run by an old man doctoring photos of himself and over-embellishing his achievements to make him seem more legitimate than he is. Someone who, admittedly, seems pretty nice according to this call. And someone who found himself ensnared in an online conspiracy about his very existence, completely out of nowhere.
Bro, what if he's like, you know, he has a persona for the students, but you know, outside the classroom, he's like a freak. I had a teacher like that.
You know, the reason I do what I do is because of mysteries just like this.
Wait, you put
Creepy-
question mark. Yo, I had a professor, my second year of college, and they found his fucking Instagram. We go on his Instagram. This guy is posting, like, you go back to Instagram posts. He's posting like conspiracy theories about COVID and like the mask. He's like, "Don't wear your fucking mask. This shit's fake. The government's trying to steal our identity." I'm like, bro.
internet anomalies that we can investigate and solve with a logical conclusion. Aegon has fabricated an entire online persona, and admittedly, it was an engaging investigation. So, thank you guys so much.
Hey, thanks for the video, big bro.
watching. something is wrong.
He has advanced AI.
All throughout Egon's comment section, we'll notice the same commenters spread out across his uploads. And upon taking a look,
How do you find? How bored are you to like look at a commenter throughout all these vids?
interesting. What's going on with this?
Representatives of the Creative Society delivered a substantive presentation addressing one of the most pressing issues that has long been the subject of my research and concern for many years.
Weird, but okay. What the hell's the Creative Society?
Six views from 4 years ago. Nah, he found a banger.
There it is, again.
Oh.
Okay, I'm not trying to be tinfoil hatty, but there are way too many oddities taking place with this channel. Every single comment supports Egon. They seem to heavily lean Russian. They all connect in some way to something called Creative Society.
I support
and upon
Creative
closer
Society.
inspection, why is Egon on their website? From what it seems, Egon Cholakian isn't just a one-man show. It's a group. So who in the world are these people?
Russia is doomed.
Here's a typical morning routine as someone who owns 11 pets.
Okay, I've been making this brown sugar mocha dalgona lately, and Nescafe is helping me.
November
Wait,
7th,
can I see that?
155 miles per hour winds just wiped out 80% of the city.
It is what all people want. We've been conducting a lot of surveys for several years.
No day without informing about Creative Society.
It is not some saintly cult. The Creative Society is all of humanity. And when I say all, it means all.
I saw AI slope.
Making its way onto every social media algorithm across the vast ocean of the internet is an idea. An idea that, on the surface, sounds idyllic, the sort of thing you'd hear in, let's say, a dream. The long-awaited arrival of a future we were promised, yet never came, and one that'll radically transform the lives of everyone that chooses to follow it. It goes by the Creative Society, and it's spilling out on a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, really anywhere with an audience online. Take a look around, and chances are you'll find it. Front and center on their website, we're greeted with oddly familiar dialogue. Today, as the global community faces an increasing threat of natural disasters, the pursuit of security and sustainability has become fundamental for everyone. This situation requires immediate and decisive collective action. Just like the Earth Saves Science Collaborative, we're confronted with a conveyor belt of ideas, videos, and scientific reports that scaremonger about many of the same problems that Egon told us about earlier. Nanoplastics, catastrophic earthquakes, an increase in turbulence in the Earth's atmosphere. It honestly sounds like a complete rehash of the exact same information. So much so that when I was digging through this, I found myself wondering why they even bothered creating another site at all. Upon heading over to their About page, we're given somewhat of an answer.
Watch more
as the
vids
site
after this.
goes from a retread of familiar
I mean, if there's anything else
to
to watch.
something completely out of left field. According to the wall of information before us, the Creative Society is more than just a bunch of scientists peddling dramatic theories about climate change. It's an international project uniting volunteers from over 180 countries, aka most of the world, with the goal of transitioning in a legal and peaceful way within the shortest possible time to a new creative format of society worldwide. Further down, they go on to reveal that their aims include eradicating climate change, which they believe is caused not by humans, but cosmic forces, as well as miraculously putting an end to all wars. They guarantee that under this new system, all adults will receive a universal basic income every month and an extra
Wait, how did I join this?
$100,000 upon the birth of their first child.
Wait, what? A one-time payment equivalent to 100k USD upon the birth of the first child.
Free healthcare will exist across the world.
Wait, how do I join
without
this?
Restrictions. The eradication of all debts, mortgages, and taxes.
I want to join a new world.
All of this can be achieved if we simply follow their lead and unite.
BY.
Under the Creative Society.
I'm ready. Nah, sign me up. Nexpo, thanks for showing me this, bro. Sign me up. Oh shit. Nostalgia.
Now, this clearly all sounds way too good to be true. Much like how Egon came off, it feels completely outlandish and conspiratorial. To be honest, it feels like the Creative Society has more in common with something like a religion, or perhaps even.
My neighbor in my house, like, if I'm facing out the guy to my left, he is a cult leader. He has this cult called the Creative Society.
Shut up.
I swear to God.
What did they do?
They're like a doomsday.
Wait, doomsday?
Kind of like they're a doomsday cult, but they're
holy
like
shit, this promo.
Doomsday. So they think that we're
I'm
in
ready.
the end of humanity, and the only way to bring us out of it is like through their method of creativity.
Nah, Avengers, I'm ready.
The concept of a new world order. A list of 8 pillars that their values are based around. The weird Illuminati-looking logo. All of this is packaged exactly like a cult. And although it seems obvious in hindsight, if you had merely stumbled upon it when scrolling online, you likely wouldn't even second guess it. This entire organization looks authentic. It pulls you in with its lengthy, seemingly well-researched reports and videos on important topics, led by experts who look legitimate. And it promises of a perfect world where you can be free, if only you spread their message. And somehow, it's actually working.
Say swear.
Plastered all over their website are image after image after image, depicting everyday people posing with Creative Society paraphernalia. From what it seems, this group is utilizing their appearance to wiggle their way into various climate expos, US-based business conventions, and even medical offices. This, combined with their immensely aggressive social media presence, in which their videos are spammed on nearly every platform you can think of, gives insight into why so many around the world have found their cause. Like with everything else, they carry the appearance of doing a net good for the world. However, as I sit here writing this, I am honestly more confused than ever because quite literally none of this makes any sense.
Wait, can we listen to the music?
So far, we've seen 2 interconnected climate activist groups that are very clearly peddling more than they've let on. Doing any sort of surface level research into any of them reveals that their claims are extraordinary. They distort science, fabricate their credibility, and even on the Creative Society's website, they go on about a utopian new world order. Either none of these people are doing any research into the organizations they're so outwardly supporting, or they are, and I'm just the crazy one that doesn't see their vision. To me, the entire existence and support of the Creative Society is one massive paradox. People should be writing them off. So what really is going on here?
Bro, it's the $10,000
for
payment.
Any information about this group, I happened upon an article written in 2022 on BBC.com, penned by 2 climate disinformation reporters named Marco Silva and Marilyn Thomas. They dive into, of all things, how the Creative Society is fraudulent. They explain how several high-profile scientists were, at one point, invited to speak at their online events, mistakenly believing that they'd be educating the public, only to have their words entirely twisted. They claimed that video footage was edited to remove any mention of the human causes of climate change, instead framing them as if they agreed with the Creative Society's outlandish views. Since then, these fraudulent videos have been blasted across their socials, fueling propaganda and continuing to attract more and more of the general populace to their cause. It's clear that this toxic combination of distortion and dissemination is what's quietly elevating them to prominence. But even still, there's a question brimming in the back of my mind. Who exactly is behind all of this? On their website, the Creative Society simply states that there's no one person funding or directing them, It's all just this undulating network of volunteers banding together to change humanity. However, it's when we scour the BBC article when we'll find that that isn't exactly true. Within it, they name drop a man, someone who's been affiliated with the Creative Society and shows up throughout the bulk of their online presence. In fact, it's a man who you've already seen several times throughout this video, hosting their conferences, introducing their YouTube videos, speaking on their network of over 200 channels across thousands of videos. He doesn't exactly hide himself, but he remains just distant and unfamiliar enough to the average person to not arouse suspicion and to coordinate things from behind the scenes. His name is Igor Mikhailovich Danilov,
That's way too much. Yo, it's good,
now the leader of the Creative Society, and someone who's also listed as the leading figure in a Ukrainian spiritual movement, which... Hold on.
Wait,
Allatra
aliens?
is known for promoting pseudoscience and wild conspiracy theories involving aliens and secretive powerful elites that sacrifice children. Okay, that is an absolutely insane statement, but that name, we've seen that name before.
I haven't. Oh, I have.
Right under our nose, a group has been operating. And upon digging into them further and cross-referencing them with the Earth Save Science Collaborative and the Creative Society, it's become clear to me that everything we've covered up to this point was nothing but a front, a funnel to the real core of this rabbit hole. Allatra.
What was blurred, bro? I'm scared.
Hidden within every climate report and embedded in every viral video are endless references to something called Allatra, an organization which, as it turns out, has much deeper and more expansive roots than anything we've seen so far. They're the ones behind the Creative Society project, the ones paying Egon Cholakian to lobby in the US government, the true puppet master behind this sprawling network of interconnected accounts that are quietly taking over the internet. While up to this point, we've seen the prior groups spreading misinformation and outlandish ideas, what Allatra truly believes at their core is so far out there, so off the rails, that I struggle to comprehend how they've ever been taken seriously. According to the videos on their vast network of YouTube channels, they sincerely believe that humans are capable of telepathy and have conducted several experiments using a walk-in pyramid where volunteers transmit symbols with their minds in front of a live audience.
Wait, how do we get into
videos
that?
showing members taking photographs of their thoughts, infographics about the soul coming from space, even podcast appearances where they talk about aliens living among us.
Considering the level of their development, the Apexians had already colonized millions and millions of planets by that time. And naturally, they had developed methods of working with humanoids like us, right?
I'm a humanoid.
So they took the simplest option. They elevated themselves to the rank of God.
Naturally, on their website, they mention none of this, instead describing themselves with the familiar spiel we know all too well by now. Volunteers across 180 countries, nanoplastics, the usual. It's when we take a look at their About page, though, when we're able to spot something strange. Taking up nearly half of this page is a massive section about a supposed defamation campaign enacted upon Allatra by a group called the Russian Association of Centers for Religious and Sect Studies, or RACERS for short. Allatra claims that this group sought to tarnish its image by accusing them of believing in ideologies laid out in so-called fiction books that they once published. Furthermore, they go on to claim that they are absolutely not an apocalyptic cult, and that all rhetoric supporting this is intentionally trying to discredit them. You know, it's funny they say that because we kind of already had an idea. If the alien beliefs and weird telepathic experiments weren't enough to give it away, then them outright claiming that they're not a cult, guys, they are not a cult, is a bit of a dead giveaway.
Nah, I don't think they're a cult.
With this in mind, I did some digging into Allatra itself and stumbled upon a trove of information about their early years. I know I sound like a broken record when I say this, but even with everything we've seen them peddle so far, things still get stranger. In their early years, Allatra was born as nothing more than a publishing house, releasing novels penned by an author named Anastasia Novik. These books are highly spiritual and feature a being named Rigdon Japo, who's a sort of prophet for Allatra. Supposedly, he's been reincarnated. He can teleport, read minds, and displays numerous other superhuman abilities. Exactly the kind that they're trying to replicate in the pyramid videos.
What's good, Mike? What's good,
In essence,
Giovanni?
he's their version of Jesus, and some of the books even read like religious texts, containing conversations between Japo and Novik, where he relays the word of their god, a disembodied voice named Allatra, to the reader. The most interesting part about Japo, though, has nothing to do with his supernatural behavior, but rather his job. In their very first book, dating way back to 2003, he's introduced in his earthly form as a martial arts teacher and, well, would you look at that, a chiropractor. His students call him sensei, but on more than one occasion, he is directly referred to by the name Igor Mikhailovich.
Wait, the guy is sensei.
While Allatra may have passed these books off as mere works of fiction, the inclusion of Igor Danilov is very real. This man, to this day, is convincing thousands to follow him. He professes the ideas baked into these novels in his troves of YouTube videos and on every Allatra website, and he convinces humans that they're capable of doing things that are physically impossible. At this point, we've transcended the realm of pseudoscience and societal manipulation, because this man, Igor Danilov, is trying to be a prophet. A warped, twisted, and disturbed prophet, leveraging his power behind the scenes to not only control people, but to enact some of
Am I tripping? What's this blurred word supposed to be?
the most disgusting acts imaginable.
Bro, am I tripping?
Девушки находятся в постоянном страхе, и поэтому они очень контролируют, что
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
никому ничего нельзя рассказывать.
Добрый вечер. Я очень благодарна, что вы вышли со мной на связь. Я понимаю, что время у нас довольно ограничено, поэтому давайте пройдемся по тем вопросам, которые бы хотелось, ответы на которые хотелось бы общественности показать.
The video you're currently watching is an interview between a Russian journalist named Elena Namlieva and one of Igor Danilov's former so-called heavenly birds. In fear of retaliation, her identity has been concealed. However, the information she provides gives us an eerie look into his other ventures. In this interview, the woman explains that Igor, joined by other cult members, would regularly partake in group intercourse with upwards of 13 women at a time. These women, as far as she knew, ranged anywhere from 20 to 40 years in age, and these acts were supposedly meant to cleanse their spirit. Igor Danilov, being the group's prophet, would utilize his power to coerce them into participating, and if they refused, resisted, or told anyone about what was happening behind closed doors, then he would convince them that their soul is all but damned to hell.
Bruh.
You're either with us and remain silent, or are against us and are siding with Satan, he would claim. An unthinkable form of psychological manipulation that has kept women silent, obedient, and entangled in Danilov's web for years.
Конечно, это постоянно девушек держит в страхе. То есть я говорю, это не в открытую происходит, но это постоянно фоном, да, проходит сквозь все беседы, сквозь все.
Bro, I think I'm going crazy. I swear to God, I see an eyeball.
Или ты попадаешь в ад и будешь вечно расплачиваться и спать.
I think he's still alive because Nexpo say he's still doing it to this day now.
As details about Danilov's actions trickled out over the years, investigations into Allatra began to ramp up. In 2023, the Ukrainian Orthodox Church allegedly became so concerned about this group that they labeled them a psycho cult, while simultaneously Russia also declared their activities undesirable. Their controversial beliefs, psychological manipulation and coercion, and worshipping their leader as if he was some kind of messiah were starting to cause concern. And with the member base growing day by day, Allatra was rapidly morphing from the appearance of an innocent climate-focused organization into a legitimate global threat. In August of that year, Ukrainian forces organized a series of raids on the homes of Allatra's key members. They scoured Ukraine from top to bottom and followed every lead they had, no matter how insignificant. More than 20 cells were broken up, yet surprisingly, Danilov was nowhere to be seen.
He's AI.
While the case, though, they weren't entirely empty-handed, as what they found instead was so unexpected, so completely out of left field, that it turns this entire movement on its head. Inside one of their compounds, Ukrainian authorities uncovered an array of weapons, religious texts, and a myriad of blurred red objects.
Oh, is that a MAGA hat?
Well, good thing there's a video. So let's see.
Bro, also, did they not just have a KKK wardrobe? Am I not tripping? Didn't they have their jerseys hung? Like, what is that not? Bruh, is that not a KKK jersey or whatever? She says Trump.
All throughout this compound are not only shrines dedicated to Vladimir Putin, but Trump hats everywhere. This is why they're creating account after account, specializing in nearly every country in the world.
Allatra TV Balkan. I'll judge Japan.
Spread their message. This is why they're paying Egon Cholakian to cozy up to any major governmental figure he can.
Joe Biden.
This is why they've spread to California and have launched a trendy new governmental figure he can. This is why they've spread to California.
Wait, enjoy nature, reduce waste. Doing this 15 minutes a day will change your life. What?
And have launched a trendy new YouTube channel for a fresh American audience. These people will not stop their efforts until they land someone inside the White House and beyond. And you wouldn't believe it, but they're well on their way there.
I am running for president of the United States of America to give power back to the people and build a creative society worldwide.
It turns out that former football coach and presidential candidate Robbie Wells has been associated with Allatra in the Creative Society since 2019, running for office, circulating the same rhetoric about a universal basic income, using every social media account to deliver pro-Allatra, pro-Putin conspiracies to his followers. Pastor Mark Burns, the man who just helped erect the golden statue of Trump, also has video after video spanning every one of his socials, supporting Allatra's cause.
Dude.
And most insane of all, even the Pope has given Allatra his blessing, something they make absolutely sure to boast about on their website. These activities, these attempts at gaining access to major governments across the world are happening right under our nose, and no one, besides a handful of people dedicated to following Egon's trail,
yeah, to put my
are
BAI
talking about any of this.
Pope told him any religion
Ahoj přátelé!
or walk of
Vítám
life is
vás z
welcomed and he spun
Afriky.
that.
Je to tady naprosto fantastický. Zrovna jsem přišel do vesnice. Hello, Kláro! Tohle to je jedna z mých hlavních pomocnic.
Allow me to introduce you to Jakob Jol. a journalist, YouTuber, and qualified expert in cults, dedicating his life's work to exposing them and the plethora of sophisticated techniques they use to manipulate their followers. He's also a humanitarian, having spent numerous years volunteering in Africa, traveling to communities like the town of Moshi, Tanzania, where he helped to provide education and support to people in less privileged situations than his own. Or at least, that's what he says he does.
In sheep's clothing.
Scattered across YouTube are numerous near-identical documentaries that provide a much more sinister look into Jakob's supposed activities in Tanzania. Satanist in Africa.
I fucking hate AI.
To child abuse. The victims told the truth. Why is Jakob Jarl still free?
Dude.
These productions span hours and appear to be entirely legitimate documentaries. Jesus. They're presented by verifiable hosts who have taken to the streets of Moshi to interview locals who'd like to expose the truth. That Jakob Jarl is a liar, a deviant, and that he secretly and covertly conducted an undercover operation to abuse and brainwash children in Africa. This case is so disturbing, so repulsive, that all over TikTok to this day are hundreds upon hundreds of videos spreading the word about this monster that has seemingly been hiding under the radar for years.
This horrible human being who abused kids in Tanzania. His name is Jakob Jarl. He is from Czech Republic. He came to Tanzania.
Just take a look what this predator, Jakob Jarl, who raped African kids, is saying.
Jakob Jarl raised thousands of euros, claiming it was to help children in Tanzania, and then he used this money to brutally abuse them.
Jesus. Is he Israeli? What is that comment?
This account, Ollie Climate Girl, is one of hundreds spreading the Jakob Jarl story. Which is fine, it's good to get the word out. The part that isn't fine, though, is that this very account has already shown up in this video.
Huh? Linktree, I'm out. New York City, bro, they got polo.
Jakob Jarl never did any of this. The documentaries, completely fabricated. The endless support of them, entirely manufactured. Every bit of information we've learned about Jakob up to this point has been nothing but what Allatra wants us to know about him.
Holy
because
shit,
just
bro.
a
They're
few
controlling the
years ago,
internet.
Jakob did something to absolutely enrage them. In 2023, Jakob Jarl was one of a number of Czech journalists working to expose Allatra's activities. Turns out that he was instrumental in locating one of Igor Danilov's hideouts. And because of his meddling, he's now facing a coordinated smear campaign, essentially painting him as the devil. Unfortunately, it's difficult to parse who exactly is connected to Allatra and who isn't when it comes to their comment sections. They've amassed hundreds of them across their various uploads, and the overall sentiment ranges from unapologetic support to cautious skepticism.
Now that Climate Girl had
From what
like
it seems,
good
this
amount of
massive
followers.
psyop they're pushing is working in some capacity, as it's even caused the Czech government themselves to step in and investigate Jakob for these claims. It took years before he was exonerated, and while today he's thankful for it, the mental toll it took on him, combined with the internet's collective outrage about him doing things he never would have even imagined doing, all of it had unfortunately put him in an extremely dark place.
Hello, this is Pastor Mark Burns, spiritual advisor to President Donald Trump, and I want to tell you, I'm here in the Tanzania embassy right now. Just had a wonderful, productive meeting. Jacob is not going to get away with the evil and the atrocities that has been done to these children. So let's continue.
Do you
to
not
pray.
feel like an
Let's continue
asshole?
to fight, and let's continue to tell the world that justice is coming. Jacob, you won't get away with this.
to this day, if you look up Jakob Jarl on any search engine or social media platform, you'll find video after video painting him out to be a monster. Jesus. It is an absolute travesty, and that's exactly how Allatra once said.
It's interesting. I don't know if you know, but this summer holidays, Allatra is again visiting Tanzania. They're going there with like 20 volunteers for 2 weeks. And you know why they do it? Because the children we were helping, they discovered all their orphanages. And now they're getting into that orphanages. Of course, when they give those people money, you know, of course they will take it and they will be happy. So
wait,
now
does Nexpo have a black eye?
going
What the
there
fuck was
and
that?
visiting those children we cared for years. And they're visiting them, and they will try turning them into this Allatra member in the future. You know, they have like this whole campaign, and that's the real torture thing. Right. You know, because they can't hurt me with lies when I know it's a lie. You know, but they can hurt me with those children we helped them medically. We put them in school, and now they go there. You know, now they made all those people crazy. You know, they're spreading those things, so I can't visit Tanzania anymore. So I can never visit them again, the children, nor any of the volunteers. We like traveled there with a bunch of people for years. We cared for all of them. No one can visit them anymore, and all of those children are getting indoctrinated into Allatra cult now.
Jeez. Now that you're saying that, I had never considered that as one of the negative effects that Allatra has had on people. That I will say is probably one of the most grim out of everything, and I never knew that, so thank you for bringing that up, because I want more people to know about this.
Yeah, so that's like the real thing that's hurting me. That's the only thing I can't like be laughing about. But the other things that so they will kill me somewhere, you know. That's like something I can't
that's
laugh
Nexpo,
about,
bruh.
because I don't care
we've
so
seen him
much
before.
anymore when I know that it's much more important to fight against them. But this is something that hurts me, and I also feel guilty, because if I would not visit those children and would not investigate cults, they would not be indoctrinated by this crazy cult that's now targeting them.
At the end of all of this, I'm simply left feeling shocked. Shocked at the fact that something so random, so minuscule, a simple live stream by Destiny and a Reddit post to accompany it could morph into something so far from where we started. This entire time, Egon Cholakian has been nothing but a cog in a much greater machine. A fraud in so many aspects of his life. Allatra to this day is operating around the world.
Allatra
is doing
Israel.
everything they can to entangle themselves in world governments to further their cause. Like with Robbie Wells and Mark Burns, their strategies have been undeniably effective. However, I believe that shining a spotlight on groups like this can truly help prevent them from weaseling their way into where they don't belong. What they've unleashed upon Jakob Jarl and the handful of other journalists that have exposed them is cruel and inhumane, and it reveals to me just how effective the internet can be at swaying public opinion. If you had never watched this video and had randomly stumbled upon Jakob's story, I wouldn't fault you for believing everything that Allatra has been peddling. I wouldn't fault you for believing their climate disaster reports, considering the changes our planet's seen in the past few decades. And I wouldn't fault you for giving these people credibility, given the seemingly endless images and videos depicting them with powerful figures. While Igor Danilov, to this day, remains at large, his group continues to operate in capacities that I still don't fully understand. Who knows how many women are still under his grasp, worshipping him as something he isn't, coerced into satisfying him whenever he demands it, and being tormented into an agonizing silence. I can only hope that someday they wake up and realize how fraudulent everything about Allatra.
I just don't believe people are dumb enough to like join a cult, bruh. As a production, Allatra has grown their online presence. Their websites and YouTube channels have undergone mass deletions for unknown reasons. Oh shit, bro! They got word Nexpo was doing an investigation. Bro, I don't know, bro. Like, Would a normal person not just know, like, bro? I'm like, bro, you're not God, bro. You're fucking dingle, bro. They get people who are on the verge of giving up, bro. Even you're down bad. There's no way you believe someone could be like God or something, like some Messiah. Bro, you got none else? He's believed to be hiding out with numerous women somewhere in Slovakia. Don't run, Luca. Fuck you, bro. We fired anyways. Numerous online researchers have contacted colleagues of Egon Cholakian. Question about individual name. I have no recollection of ever meeting Egon. This photo might be genuine, as people have often asked to be photographed for me after a public lecture, and I didn't receive yes. But the word colleague that he used to describe me seems inappropriate as a description of a short one-time meeting after a public lecture. I've checked my email records and found no messages to or from anyone named Cholakian. Also, I note that he has misspelled my name. It's like you were broke, about to die, and everything's wrong in the family is showing you love. You never got money until you support. Anything would go for that. Like, that could happen, like, bro. Like, and then they tell you, oh yeah, bro, fucking dingle next door, that's God.
They used a different strategy, you know. In the past, they used young women who were lured into the cult. Now they use young women who are daughters of couples who are already members. So it's more like a prestige thing that the couples, the parents, are like offering.
Why do these guys always want to fuck on, like,
you know, to be a heavenly bird?
like people in the cults, like daughters,
and thus they can be sure that the parents will not start an anti-cult or anti-Allatra like campaign, you know. So that's one of the main things what they changed. Also, I think now they could not bear a heavenly bird to run away. So I think, like, honestly, that if a woman would want to run away, they would just bury her in the lake, you know. Like, the lake where they are is like famous for being, like, they find every half year they find someone who was killed and buried in that lake, you know. It's like very famous. So it's not like a difficult way, you know, and place to do that. But I'm sure they're manipulating them heavily, and they have much more of them now. They have 24 of those women now, you know. And I don't know if you remember the stories behind those.
Yo, free those women, bruh. Lake City Quiet Pill. What the fuck is this? Have I ever seen this?